Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So I had new thoughts in my head to now just make this into more like a series, right? So share my progress like I was doing with the previous project. But for the previous project I had to get on the steps as I encountered some issue which I'm still currently trying to figure out, but we're still in the process, right? So but along the line I picked up a another project just to test Cursor. So I'm certain most of you guys should have heard of Cursor, the new text editor, which has an which is AI integrated, and you can use the AI to help you create code, write code, and do that. So I'll be sharing my screen now, showing you guys Cursor and showing you guys what we've done lately. So now I'm currently on Cursor now. I hope you guys can see my screen. Currently on Cursor now, and I will be really honest. For some time now, I've been using this, and it has been really smooth and nice. Actually, really nice, and I've been able to use to create some cool pages, dashboard, documentation, edit. So this project is mainly what this project is all about is a way to create help developers write tests easier. So I'm going to this what the developer does is upload their projects folder, right, with the files and everything, excluding the node modules, right, and the git tree also with that. Then after uploading that, we then make use our AI. I'm planning on using LLaMA 3.1. Yes, sure yet, but planning on fine tuning it, also learning that and pick that up or some learning how to do that. So and after the developer uploads their code, we then I'm using Django for the backend, get those files and run through the files, and also the initially after uploading the folder, the developer is to select the files he would like to write a test for, right? It was like I have to select the files I have to write a test for. And what our AI will be doing, what our backend will be doing is send that to our AI and give it the full context and everything. Then it's going to generate a test which then return back to the user on the front end. After I return back to the user on the front end, we have two options, right? I'll show you guys the screen, and the screen is all generated by Cursor. I just may add some mind tweaking around it, but mainly all generated by Cursor from the landing page. You guys will see it soon. So after getting your test results, you then get to export the test, or you get to export the test as a zip file. You get to export multiple tests as a zip file for a particular test. Let's say we are creating an e-commerce page and we are writing a test for the cart, right? So we get to export the test for that particular cart, for the cart page, which is what the test was generated for, but it will be downloaded as a zip file, which you then unzip and use. And the other button is to run the test. So currently I have to thought on running the test if I'm to dockerize it, then or use GitHub Actions. So for the dockerization, I'm going to have create a container with the node modules and all the jest requirements set up, and after running the file we just send the file to our Docker composer and then run it, and if it passes then send the results to the user. We're trying to make that, I'm thinking about to make that real time. While on the other hand I could use the git action for the CI/CD, right, by creating a temporary GitHub, and also after creating a temporary Git branch, or yes, GitHub or GitHub branch, one of those. To not really sure the context of that yet, can't really remember, sorry about that. And once we use that, we then run the test on the GitHub action, having the required modules and the npm install for the packages. Then that test gets run. So still evaluating which to go with based on which is here to start with, the resources that will be used, if someone like me can just go into for whichever. And my main plan is to make sure whichever I'll go for will be able to at least support an 100 users, at least 100 users. So that's the thought about that. So let me show you guys the UI for that. So I'll be running my screen now, running the cursor, running the app now. that will still be loading for now. That's running on the screen. I'll be showing my VS Code right here. Hope you guys can see that. So now currently the page is still getting run. The whole system is still getting run. So have to wait just a minute for that. Let's get back to our code base. So we get back to our code base. Okay, now it is run. We could this is getting run. We could just give it a try now. So you guys, let me resize my screen a little bit more. So now you guys should running the app currently now. So it's still getting run, compiling. It's still getting compiled. Okay, so it's got run. Now this is the landing page which we worked on. I haven't added the image, we'll be adding that soon. This is the landing page that was created by Cursor, right? So let me restart, refresh one more time. Still loading. So this is the beautiful thing about this. I didn't write any code for it, I just gave it an UI inspiration which it then used to create this, which I'm going to say is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So now that the page is loaded finish, you can move down. I plan on adding some images here. So basically AI powered just test generator generation, then start for free, which takes the sign up page. Won't be going that yet. We have this, just the simple how it works, right? Simple how it works, and have our input field here for our email. Have the input field and have an FAQ here. So this is done using NextJS, Tailwindcss, and ShadcnUI. So the tools I was using is Cursor and V0Dev. V0Dev initially gave a UI for this before finding a new one, and it also supports dark mode, which is also nice. And now moving to the authentication, this takes you to the authentication page. So it's still static for now, but it all works in terms of being just the UI, right? So let me check that it's compiling, so that should be done. So I made Cursor also help building this. We have this for the login, we have this for the login, and we have this for the login, right? And we have this for the sign up. And also, perhaps if you noticed it on login, this header changes from sign up to login here, and forgot password, same thing applies to that. So the main reason for adding this is to make sure we are using a single page for the authentication, and for the forgot password, reason this is also still included, so that it is much easier to, let's say, add some, let's just assume, taking into assumption after forgetting your password, you get a code, or you get to click a link which you come here and it's going to have this forgot password with the writing behind it. Let's say something equals to having the write up for that also, where you get the code and everything that can be sent. So with that being said, then time to move to the dashboard. So now also moving to the dashboard, but still loading, compiling. Once that's done, then you also get to see the dashboard and also the other pages. So that's done. So here's the dashboard currently. A simple UI and just the name, profile right here, settings, logout, dashboard, and overview, project, and recent activities. So let's go on with this. You get the first on the number of tests generated, which is actually pretty good, and also the increase from the previous years. You get your average coverage for the code that is being tested, and you also get check for active projects, talking about all the projects that you have active currently. Then for the next, this is like a quick overview for everything in here. So you have it as single, then you could go more into details. And for the recent activities, for the most recent activities, like as the name implies. So right here, recent test activities, recent test generation, 1 hour ago, 2 hour ago, and so on. And you also have a quick action, which is to create a new project. Same here to create a new project. This does the same thing. So I'm going to go with Devon. Let's say Google. Right, then drag and drop my folder into the screen. So I'm going to pick a simple folder. So that's also going to be more like, so trying to, whenever you try to upload a folder that has a node modules, you get an error, which I'm going to also show here. Just moving back to the screen and find one of my old projects. Let's go with you. So for this example, I'll be using the front end part we are creating for the AI job automation, right? So I'm going to be taking this in. So it's scanning the card, it's scanning the, so currently now we are scanning through the files and checking if we have any node modules present, and if we do, then we get a toast error right here. So now I should add this. So you see it's not working anymore because currently it's still running. So we just have to wait for the file upload to be completed, and you guys see it right here. Please remove the node modules before uploading, and let's take into account that I'm just uploading a simple normal file, just a simple project. Then you get the whole list for that project, you get the whole file list for the project. So planning on removing this also to make sure we don't include the developers .git file and any other sensitive data like the endpoint, or sorry, not the endpoint actually, like the environment variable and stuff like that. So we are planning making it possible so you get to enter the environment variable for those particular instance. So this is the name of the project, this is the name of the folder uploaded, this is the name of the projects created. And by changing this here, it automatically changes, and if no name is present, you won't be able to proceed. So all these are still UI, and this works based on the file folder being uploaded. So I'm just going to click on generate test, and it gets this generating tests, then creating tests for project Google. You get that, which is the name for the project name, and this is going to direct us to the next page, which you get this, which is generating test, analyzing. So the one generated with test generation, we are getting the exact test, or getting the test files for which exact project by having this right here. So this is to let us know this is the project and this is the test. This is the project we are trying to create a test for, and this is going to help the backend easily navigate or provide the files necessary for tests. So I have 3 tests right here. This is the component utils and API, and you can't edit any of the files directly, cannot edit in read-only mode, and by clicking on the edit button you get a tool here, now editing tests for API test. So it gives you the notification for this and let you know what you are getting editing. And this test editor works fine, supports jest without any issue. I can go devin. I'm not sure that's the spelling, but async and brackets. Now just let's see, testing console.log testing, and now save this. You get the tools. I believe I'm to work on this color contrast. Sorry, that's a disaster. So, and by editing you get that, and by saving you also get this, which you can then close. And also you don't get to see the changes made here in the other files. Then we have the run test, which helps you run the test. So this isn't functional yet. This is just still more like a dummy data. Sorry, more like a first test that is being run. And this is to export the tests. So you get to select the file that you want to export, the test you want to export. So I'll be going with, let's say, api.js, and export that. Then you get the pop-up model. Most certainly you guys can see that. Okay, I'll be sharing that now, so you guys should be able to see it. So now you guys should be able to see that. So this is the pop-up model, right? Then all I have to do is I can name this, let's say, Google test generation, right? And save that right here, and that got saved. And that got saved, and after that got saved, now I'll be sharing my browser. So you guys, sorry, we sharing my sorry, can't really remember the name. I share my document, right? My file explorer, so you guys can see it. I'm currently using Kali Next, so I'll be adding that, bring that on the screen. So let's go. We'll be checking right here. So this is the file right here. So this is the file that was uploaded, and we'll be extracting the file out. So Google test, and I'll be exporting this since this is the file I opened. I'm using Kit to open, then share my screen for that. Yep. So now you guys should be able to see my screen. You guys should be able to see Kit open on the screen, which is an explorer that I use, sorry, a text editor I use. So you guys can see it, right? So you guys get to see the test right here, and you get to see the updated test that was written. So it got exported successfully. So moving back to the screen, I am going to show you guys the rest of the pages available. I'll show you guys the rest of the pages available. So let's start with that. So the other pages left is the settings page. We're going for the settings page. Then after the settings page, we will then be going for the documentation page. So you get to go back to the dashboard. So one key thing that was done here is, if I took this out, right, and just close this. Okay, sorry, that was wrong. So this is for later. So if I don't add a project folder, then you won't get anything. You just keep loading, and you have this static page here. And with that being said, let me move back to the dashboard, then back to the settings. So this also does the same thing. And after that, now moving to the next settings page, that takes some time to load, I'm certain. So it's still compiling, and it's done. Nice, that was fast. So you have the simple settings page right here. Then you change your profile picture. I'll be selecting this. Change your profile picture, right? Then you could enter your email, a name, a current password, your new password, and also dark mode if you prefer to. So currently this isn't functional yet, but we'll be working on that soon. Then you could save your changes and you get the notification here, right? Then you also move to the test generation and integration. You can edit your preferred test framework, but that will be something we'll be doing later on as we move on. So currently now we only support Jest, and we'll be adding that later in the future. You can generate your snapshots test, and you could connect to two accounts, which is your GitHub account or your GitLab account. And by saving this, you also get the same notification here. And for billing, just the same simple billing process. Initial plan was to use Stripe. We use Stripe for that, but still thinking about how we should go. And now moving to the documentation section. The documentation section doesn't really have much to show, and for the documentation section, I made sure for the API reference, I made sure it was broken into a data file which I can then update, which works fine for now, for just a basic project for now. But later on, I plan on moving to Markdown. So let's see how that goes. So let's waiting for that notification. Okay, done. It should get redirected now. Yes, so we have the documentation, then we have the get started, right? Get started, then you have the write-up for that. You have the user settings, you create a new project, you generate your test, and you could also review and edit the test. Then your best practices for using the app, and also to help you. Then the authentication. So this applies to users who plan using our API. So I plan creating an API that can be used with that. And for the API reference, we have the authentication, which on how to log in. You have the email, your password, and also the success response you'll be getting and the error response you'll be getting. For the projects, we have the project list. You get to list out your projects, right? The success response and the error response. And to get a specific project, you pass the project ID directly, and then you get a response for that, right? And this is also an invalid. So that applies to the rest. So currently that's the progress for the app now. That's currently the progress for the app now, and still thinking about. Currently now the pages are protected, not done to the authentication yet. Currently I plan on going with I plan on moving on and using Auth0. Let's see. Share my screen regarding this now. So I'm currently planning on using Auth0 to help user, right? To help user log in and for the authentication, but the only thing still stopping me or holding me back is I'm not really certain how to integrate it yet with Django, which I believe should be easier than I'm thinking, but I haven't really gotten the resources to do that yet. And if I'm not able to get the resource, then I'll probably have to do it myself, which could be a bit of a learning curve, but should be able to get through it. Then the main issue I'm currently having now is one, how to train our AI, right? How to train our AI model to be able to fine tune it, to be able to create test itself and write accurate test, and also how to create test itself, and also sorry about that. So to create test itself and also help you write successfully and accurate tests. So moving here, what I want to show you here is like the main flow of how the project should go. I knew I explained this earlier, but I'd like to just show you full flow on how it should all be for the user, and how it should move from the initial process to the final step. Right, so this is going to be the user, right? Let's just have a user right here. We're having a user right here, right? So let's go with this will represent the user right here. This represent the user or developer. So one of the main thing the developer will be doing now is once they get to the site, let's say this is our site, this is the site, let's name it Genie, right? Test Genie. I think that's right. Yeah, I believe that should be right. Test Genie. The user then uploads their file right from here to here on our platform. Let me give it as file uploads. File or folder upload. And they upload their folder to our app right here. Let me give it like this. So this is going to be the front end. Let me switch this a little bit. Front end. Now on the front end, we then process after getting that input from the user, we then send this to the back end, right? And let me just draw this out correctly. Let's send this to the back end. We then send this to the back end, should be the, let me call it back end, right? Send to the back end. Now from the back end, we then make sure, so from the back end, we then send that folder to our AP to our AI. So this is LLaMA 3.1 fine-tune, right? Then we're sending this file right here. Let me add the file right here. So file or folder sent. So same applies here, sending this from here to the backend and to this. And once it does, we send this, then get our response back from the app, from this, right, to our backend. We get a response back from our front end, from our API, from our AI to our backend, and from here we get the test that was generated, right? Get the test generated, right? Then send this back to the front end, and we have to send that particular file back the front end. Yeah, so I have to take this out of the way. I have to send this back to the front end, which then the user gets to see on their end, which then get back to the user. So it sounds like a simple flow, right? But the main things we'll be adding into this is the authentication. I have to have a file upload in the system or folder upload, right? So make sure the user get authenticated, be able to upload the folder, and also trained. We have to fine-tune the AI, which should be LLaMA 3.1 in our case. And now the main issue now I'm still going through is fine-tuning LLaMA 3.1. Should I go in a route of prompt engineering, or by fine-tuning actually the data using Google Colabs? So recently been learning about Google Colabs and trying to see how I could actually use this. So it's still loading. I'm fine-tuning it on a cloud model. Like I've been trying to learn from. I got this from a video I watched, and still trying to see how I could use this in my case, and also how to get the information that I will be using. I'm going to leave this link in the bio below in the description, so you guys can check it out if you want. So these are the three main things to you to sign in, log in, upload the file, and fine-tune the AI to write production production ready code. These are the main three things to it for this. So initially I know nothing else will be added with it. So this is still an issue. Why? Because I'm not really starting now. I'm going to use Auth0 with Django and NextJS. I'm not really starting about that yet. This has been resolved to a certain degree, so we can upload a folder and also be able to select the files we want to test. So this it's more like done but not done, could actually do better or check out more. But for this initial one, I believe this should be done. The main tool left is the authentication, and I also have to go around doing this fine tuning the AI to write the test for. Sorry, mission ready test. So my main goal is to use ChatGPT, ChatGPT. The main goal is to use ChatGPT 1, V0, and then also to use ChatGPT with backup. So the main thing now is I'll be using ChatGPT, Cursor, and V0. So mainly I plan V0 be for the UI, and thinking how to use, not thinking actually, but Cursor will then be used for the other aspects, which should be for UI, and also try helping with the backend if that works fine. So that's the update on the new project I've been working on, which is that's the new project update on the project I've been working on, which is the new, can't really sure how to say it. So that's the updates on the project I've been working on for the AI Test Generator, right? And it's going smooth, actually going pretty smooth. My initial thought was to make a full video, record myself and video myself building this using Cursor and all the AI model I'm using, but I wasn't able to do that, and I plan on doing that for the next video. So I just get to close that video and let you guys see how it goes, right? The next step to take now is to make sure the right pages are authenticated, so you can't view them without being authenticated. Make sure to just a little bit of tweaking around, then we move to trying to integrate Auth0 with NextJS and Django. So that's once that's done, then we move to the other aspect. We should be getting the files from the front end, folder from the front end in the right structure, and then getting file from the front end in the right structure, and then writing a test using LLaMA. So initial thing will be to write the test without fine-tuning LLaMA 3.1. Then once that is done, if that is still a big issue, then I'll revert back to trying to fine-tune it. I'm going to try Claude AI, Gemini. I'll try out the AI models and all, so as to see which can help create more accurate tests, and one is going to understand the context the most. So with that being said, that's all for the video. This is episode 1 on building a SaaS. Yeah, let's go with that. Building a SaaS product. So that is all for the video for today. Thank you guys for staying to the end. If this is your first time on the channel, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and like and the notification bell. Also, please see you guys again in the next video. If you have any question, please comment down below. Thank you guys for everything. Peace, bro. Oh, bye guys. Bye everyone.